Hello, beautiful souls. I first want to apologize because on the new moon in Capricorn video, I promised you that I would come back with the rising sign horoscopes, but I felt called to do something a little bit differently for this full moon in Cancer video. If you would like me to bring back the rising sign horoscopes, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't be shy. I just am a person that likes to try different things, and first of all, I just want to say that I've been meaning to make this video, but Mercury retrograde in Aquarius is hitting an area of my chart, the third house, which rules the mind. And I have been so scattered brained. I have not really been able to focus. So right now I am recording this on Friday, January 14th. Mercury just went retrograde. I feel like my mind can slow down a little bit. I'm filming this at nighttime, so it's a little darker. And I feel like my mind is getting a little settled down. So you are watching this probably a couple days before the full moon, so I apologize. But I have to stop apologizing, okay? I'm a content creator, and creativity has to come when it comes. So I just wanted to, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you ever have comments about like what you would like to see or what you would like me to talk about or how you would want me to explain astrology, explain all the different modalities that I practice, please let me know. I'm an Aries, so I ultimately have say. I do what I want, but I want to hear what you all think, and this is a co-creative space. So first we're going to tune in, so I can tune into your energy and I could deliver messages that are clear, that are for the people who are watching this. I have the astrology chart up here for January 17th, 2022 for the full moon in Cancer. But first I want to tune into your energy, and this is something that I do with my clients and both readings and Reiki. And also the moon circles. So I'm just going to, you can't see my table, but I have a couple of cards that I'm going to shuffle as I talk about the astrology. I have a candle. I have these beautiful roses that my mom got me. Just going to clear the space a little bit. And then I'm going to play this little Tibetan bowl. It is tuned to the frequency of the third eye so that I can open up my intuition, and so you can as well. So when you are ready, I want you to close your eyes. Feel your sits bones rooted down to the chair or the floor, wherever you're watching this. And if you're not in a space where you can do that, you can just follow along or fast forward. And as you feel the sits bones rooted down to the floor, feeling grounded, feeling rooted, imagining your energy rooting up through your crown to the heart of the sky. And just imagine that your aura, your energy, your heart space is opening up a little bit. And let's take a deep inhale here together from the belly, deep, deep, deep down in the belly. Take an inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Exhaling out through the mouth. Now focusing your attention in your third eye, the point between your eyebrows. when you're ready, you can open your eyes, bringing awareness into your body and your physical space. And I just wanted to first say that on the Awaken and Align podcast, it's episode 157, and I posted the video up on YouTube. I talk in detail about the current transits, January, Capricorn season, this full moon in Cancer. I talk about just a lot of different things, and I also bring in some of my personal experience. So make sure to check that out in case I miss anything here, because I'm leaning more into the energy of the people who are watching this. So this is meant for you. First, I just want to say that this is a Cancer full moon, and the moon is exalted in Cancer. It's in its home sign. So that right there, it's powerful. It's at 27 degrees, and I also mentioned in the video about the pattern of the 27 degree full moon. I think this is our fourth one. We have 3 in 2021 and then 3 in 2022. 27 has the numerology of both 2 and 7. 2 is the number of duality and coming together, union. 7 is the number of spiritual wisdom. They both add up to 9, which is an ending of a cycle, and 27 degrees is at its last degrees of a sign. So something is coming into culmination, something is being, and it's being dug up because the moon is opposing, because a full moon is in opposition, where the moon is opposite the sun. The sun is in at 27 degrees of Capricorn, and it's in a conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn. So something is being dug up from the surface, and it's in a way where Cancer is a cardinal water sign. So it's something at the emotional level. It's something at our subconscious psyche. And I say that because Cancer rules the 4th house of astrology, which is at the bottom of the chart. The 4th house is a very sensitive point of the chart. It rules our roots, our sense of security and safety, our mother's womb. And Cancer is the mother's womb. Cancer rules the stomach and the breasts. The opposite sign being in Capricorn, and Capricorn rules the 10th house of astrology, which is the highest point of a chart. And Cancer energy is really like elder energy. It's you've gone through this whole cycle from the womb to a place where you have some life experience and you're ready to leave your legacy behind. And in this episode, I don't want to repeat too much of what I said, but I have been healing my own toxic perspective on Capricorn, because Capricorn is seen as very, hardworking and masculine, but Capricorn is a yin sign. It's a very receptive sign. It's the nighttime sign of Saturn. So I think of Capricorn now as the crone energy versus what I used to think, which is daddy energy, like the father archetype. People can still see it that way, as like Cancer being the mother and Capricorn being the father, but I really think that both Cancer and Capricorn are feminine energies. Cancer being the more receptive energy, the womb, the creation, and Capricorn being the container, the container holding in the water, because Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. So there's something coming up to the surface, which is every full moon is a culmination of energy, a manifestation. But I really think it is a manifestation of something, and when I say manifestation, I just mean something coming up to the surface that was not previously seen or known to be there in the physical realm. But this can be more than just physical. It can be emotional content, because it's also in the sign of Cancer, which is a very growth, very fertile sign. We are still in Venus retrograde right now in Capricorn, and at the time of this full moon in Cancer, Pluto and the Sun are conjunct Juno in Capricorn, which is like the marriage asteroid, And Vesta is also in Capricorn, and Vesta is the hearth. So do your own research, check out Vesta and check out Juno, because there is a heavy, heavy activation of Capricorn energy right now. And I think it has a lot to do with our commitment to our relationships, clearly with Juno and Vesta and Venus being there. It's like our commitment to our partnerships and union. Also, Mercury is retrograde at the time of this full moon. It's retrograde right now, the time I'm filming this. And the pre-shadow was starting at 24 degrees of Capricorn, and it stationed retrograde at 10 degrees of Aquarius, so it's an air sign. And it's going back retrograde to 24 degrees of Capricorn, and then it's going to station direct from 24 to 10 degrees of Aquarius. This is significant because it's going from Earth to air to Earth, and it's in two signs that are ruled by Capricorn. Now, Aquarius's classical ruler is Saturn, but its modern ruler is Uranus. So there is content here about having some kind of forward, your mentality and your thinking is like, I want to move forward in some way, but you're going to have to review those plans. You're going to have to really like solidify in a Capricorn way and get serious about these things. Capricorn to me is very stoic and very serious energy. It's like there's no time to fuck around. And this is what I said in a couple videos before, and I think I might have said it in the new moon in Capricorn video. Like, if people aren't backing up what they say with their action or with their time and energy or money, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's like some of my friends are like having all of these like New Year's resolutions and saying all of these grand things, and I'm like, I'm more of the person, I don't talk about things, I just do them. And maybe that's my cardinal sun sign of Aries. Like, I just do, I don't talk about it. But there are a lot of people who talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So just notice what was happening in your life. I feel like this energy even goes back like when Venus was in its shadow in November. So like November and December, like there's a lot of content that's being brought up to the surface from the past. And because these retrogrades are in two Saturn ruled signs, it's a lot about the past, and it's a lot about understanding like where you came from, how did you get here, what were some instances and circumstances that got you to this place in your life, and how do you want to change that for the future. When I was also tuning into your energy, I felt this like anxious energy, and it took me a little while to decipher whether this energy was excited anxious or it was like dreadful anxious. And I'm going to trust my instincts and say it was excited anxious. And I feel a lot of you watching this are intuitive, and I think a lot of you don't even know how intuitive you are. Maybe some of you actually watching this have your Mercury in Aquarius, or your Mercury is in Pisces, or some kind of like expansive sign, or maybe you have it in an air or water sign. But a lot of you can feel something is gonna happen, or some kind of message or some kind of sign from the universe is coming. And I feel like that too. And for a little while, I thought I was projecting. But I feel this energy of like, something is coming. And again, everyone's going to have a different experience. Your something could be something that you don't want, somebody coming from your past that you're just like, why can't you stay in the past? But ultimately, it's all for your highest good. So Venus being retrograde, Mercury being retrograde, those are two personal planets. They are relational planets too. Well, Venus is specifically as well, but Mercury is a planet of communication. So somebody from your past could come back and you're just like, people coming back from our past is not always like what we want, but ultimately that message that they carry is something maybe that you need for closure, or something that you, it's for your highest good. So the bottom of the deck, when I was shuffling, is the 10 of Materials. This is a Virgo card, but when I look at this card, it reminds me of Capricorn energy, especially with this tree. So a lot of you are really calling in stability, financial stability, stability in your mind, stability in your energy, and just stability in general. And I think that is just collective energy, because right now it's so uncertain. It's so like, what the heck is happening? I saw a meme that was like, is it Mercury retrograde? Is it Venus retrograde? Is it a pandemic? Is it Omicron? Is it Delta? Is it a flu? Is it a cold? Is your period? Is it the moon? I would say it's all of the above. And I think there is this collective exhaustion. We're all just like, when are we ever going to get a break? And I think all of us are really in this, we're all calling in this 10 of Pentacles energy, which is, we want to create. And I love this card. They're all in this circle around this tree, and I see this tree as like the tree of life. Trees are very wise plants. I don't know if they're plants or just trees. They're very wise, and they have a lot of knowledge, because some of them grow past like 100 years. The 10 of Pentacles talks about like leaving a legacy, more having enough to give to your community, your family. And I think this is a lot of what you are all manifesting. And this full moon in Cancer is going to be very transformative, again, with that Pluto energy. And this is, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. So it's been there for a while. It's been there for 14 years. It'll almost be 15 years next year. So this is something that I really truly believe, and this could be also my optimistic projection, that it's totally possible. It's totally possible because a lot of you watching this have been doing the work. You've been going through these moon cycles, and you've been really doing the introspection. Hermit was right underneath that. Really looking within and excavating, really, like, what is it that I've learned from this pandemic? What is it that I've learned? And when all of the structures that I've leaned onto that gave me comfort, like my job, like the government, like my parents or my community, when those things start falling apart, you have to find your sense of security within yourself and with a higher power, a higher being. And I think that's what is happening right now with our collective, because we've seen the little holes and the shadow sides of our government. So I'm American. I'm sure this is happening all over the world, but we're seeing the fallacy that is the American dream and capitalism. And we're in the late stages of capitalism. And we're seeing that the things that we were taught to rely on and have security around aren't there anymore. So like, I think that's a gift, actually. And again, that is my projection of my positivity. But really what we as spiritual beings in human form is to understand that we are divine beings, that we are spiritual beings, but we're also human. And we're not meant to only live in the ego. We're not only meant to live in the higher being part of us, because we can't. We're human. We're in this physical realm. We're 3D, mind, body, and soul. So we've kind of lost track of that, because some people are completely forgot. They've had like spiritual amnesia where they completely don't remember that they are spiritual. And then there's other people who are spiritual, I say that in air quotes, but who have decided to like completely disengage in the 3D, the real lived experiences of people. And that's just not how it works. You have to be balanced and be integrated in both. And I say this without judgment, obviously, and I say this with compassion because there was a time when I was sleeping and when I had amnesia and I forgot. And everybody's on their own journey, and everybody awakens, and everybody realizes this in their own time. And so everybody has their own karma to deal with. So we cannot judge when somebody should wake up or not. And we have to check our own ego to not project that onto somebody else, or tell somebody that, oh, you're not spiritual enough, or you should be a vegan, or, like, no. Like, that's not our job. Our job is to focus on ourselves, but also have a community mindset where we understand that our actions create a ripple effect to the collective. It's a very Aquarian energy. Okay, I didn't even pull any cards yet. Those were just the bottom deck energies. So let's pull some cards. And how is everybody doing? So the day after this full moon, Uranus goes direct, and Uranus is in Taurus. The nodes of the moon change, the north node to Taurus and the south node to Scorpio. And then the 19th, the sun enters Aquarius. So let me tune into your energy. Spirit, ancient ancestors, angels and archangels from the highest realms, for the good of all involved, please be clear in your message. Allow me to channel for the collective of Awaken and Align. What message do you want them to know for this full moon in Cancer, Spirit? This full moon in Cancer. Full moon in Cancer. And how is everybody doing with I haven't seen another human being besides my family since December 4th. So I have not been exposed to anybody. I haven't even left my home. As you all know, I've been in hermit mode because I'm finishing writing a book. So I've kind of been like hermit mode, trying to get creative inspiration while also being semi-isolated. But how are you all doing? All right, so I like to get 5 cards, so let's see what comes out here. And I'm gonna show all the cards to you. This is the Muse Tarot. I bought this for myself for Christmas. Ooh, one of them fell. Oh, Lord. Okay. What I also mentioned in the long-ass podcast video episode that I did was during Venus-Pluto conjunction in December, I got really obsessive and I bought 7 oracle decks at once. That's just what I do. Okay. Bottom deck energy is the Page of Emotions. Kind of exactly what I was feeling. I was feeling like anxious excitement, fresh emotional energy. So I really do believe that if you can lean into this emotional purge that we're being asked to lean into during this full moon in Cancer, I really feel like the Sun-Pluto conjunction is going to highlight some of these deeper wounds and shadows of what you're transforming in your Capricorn story. And then the moon in Cancer is going to help you like flush that all away. It's going to help you really reset your emotional body in terms of your life and bring in new excitement and new emotional energy. And emotional energy is going to mean something different for everybody. So just take what resonates. So the first card that came out, which I was not surprised about, was the Muse of Voices. And in this deck, this is the King of Swords. You are being asked to be very, very clear in your thinking, your mind, and your communication. And I think that Mercury in Aquarius going retrograde is, okay, so I could see two things happening here. I could see some people taking this energy and trying to like fight against the current, and that's not what astrology and that's not what all of this is about. This is all about working with the energies. The planets are not out to get you. They're not good or bad. They create energetic shifts that we feel in our bodies and we feel energetically to help us transform and shift our own energy. And so I could see some people trying to go against that and try to like make shit happen during a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, which is like, everything is Aquarius now. Our communication, email, text messaging, phone call, internet, like it's going to be very difficult for you to be in that Capricornian, like I'm getting shit done, which you shouldn't even be doing anyway, because this is winter. You should just be resting and conserving and reserving your energy for when everything starts moving forward again. So that's not even what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to like observe. You're being asked to observe your thoughts that are coming through during Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius, and being very, very clear with your communication. Brene Brown's quote, "Clear is kind, unclear is unkind." Please, please, please mean what you say and be very clear about it. And this is what I've been practicing with myself, with people around me. If I feel hurt, I'm gonna tell that person, I feel hurt because. You don't have to accuse them. You don't have to accuse anybody. You just redirect it to how you felt. But being clear is going to really help you get through this, especially when it's a full moon in Cancer, which is very emotional. It's very like your emotions are going to cloud your mind, and you're going to, because we're emotional beings. So being as clear as you can, and also having a clear mind, bringing it out of your mind to your body and doing some embodiment work. This is another page. Pages are young energy, it's new energy, and this is the page of inspiration. This is like my favorite page, because this was the feeling I was getting in the beginning of, some of you are going to get a message. Some of you are going to get some of you are going to get like, and however you get messages, either it's a DM or a text message or an email, that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. This is something that I've been waiting for. And it might have taken like a while to get to you, but now it's coming back, it's circling back. It might not be in the way that you thought though, because this is a retrograde time. But I think that anxious, excited feeling that I was feeling is like, and you feel it too, is like something, fresh energy, new things are coming out. And if you haven't seen it yet, just look out for it, because I really do feel that, some kind of new inspiration, this could be like an inspirational download with Jupiter and Pisces as well. It's like insights coming in that you don't necessarily expect that are going to help you move forward. Then we have the Queen of Voices, okay? Man, do I love to see her. Not only is the Queen of like Swords, so in this deck, the voices are swords. And I find that to be very significant, because swords are your mind, your perceptions, but it's also your ability to communicate. And this one, she's surrounded by all of these crows, and crows are very psychic. They're very smart animals, and they can see beyond timelines. And I've been talking about this a lot with Aquarian energy, where Aquarian energy is a very expansive sign. It's different than Pisces expansiveness. I see Aquarius to be like that Promethean energy of being able to see through timelines. It's very galactic, it's very alien, it's very futuristic, it's very, what is that movie with Charlize Theron, Aeon Flux? It's very technology. I spoke about this on my TikTok, that Steve Jobs had his Mercury in Aquarius. these are people who can see things that haven't been created before. Whereas Pisces, I feel like it's very musical, artistic. It's more about emotions and carrying that through, carrying that through in a different, expansive way. But my point in bringing this up is you have the King and the Queen of Swords. So there is this feminine and masculine. What I was saying with the 27 too is duality, is this merging of the feminine and masculine mind. So the logical mind mixed with the intuition, the psychic mystical downloads you get, and the logical intellectual mind, where it's like normally people today these days have a logical intellectual mind where they're predominantly thinking, you know, science and very like 3D realm. Whereas I feel like the intuitive mind is more understanding things without necessarily seeing them. Then we have the Nine of Inspiration, and then this deck is the Nine of Wands. All this orange, which is like sacral chakra energy. The Nine of Wands talks about you're at a journey where you have to like keep going. It shows in the Rider-Waite Tarot a figure who has put all 9 wands up like a wall, right? And it's this feeling of like, I'm almost there and I really want to give up very badly, but I'm so close. And it's like almost like if you don't finish, it's a shame because you've come this far. And this is like a Sagittarius card, Sagittarius energy of like not giving up, perseverance, having like the will and the fortitude to keep going forward. And this is also the energy that I was picking up in the beginning, is that we all kind of feel like, which is why I think resting again. And I say this knowing that I have to do this as well. Resting, conserving our energy, being prepared for what's to come, because also if this new message does come and your manifestations come, you want to have the time and space to be able to like do the manifestation, like do the thing. But if you're too tired and you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough energy, then that's maybe also why maybe some of your manifestations or the things that you're calling in has felt stagnant, or they haven't been coming in, because Spirit is giving you this time to recuperate your energy. Because the last 2 cards that came out together are the Ace of Emotions, which is the Ace of Cups, and the Sun. I mean, I have butterflies right now. When these 2 cards came out, I was like, oh! I don't even have like words of what I'm feeling. I have like that feeling I was getting of like the anxious excitement is this. Like the Ace of Emotions is an offering from Spirit, but usually offerings from Spirit come from other people, right? Because people are messengers for Spirit. Mercury is commerce. Some of you might take this as love, which is brilliant, perfect. Take it, claim it, love. A love offering. And love could have different forms. Love can be romantic, love can be from a friend, love can be from your family members, or just something that you love to do, something that really truly fills up your cup. Cancer energy. But it also makes you so happy, and it makes you feel vibrant, and it makes you feel alive, and it makes you feel like you can have all the energy in the world because you're doing that thing. You're doing the thing that fills up your cup. And I feel also as if what is this time called? The Great Resignation, right? Where people don't want to go back to work for a company, which is a very Capricornian thing, very Pluto and Capricorn. People have realized, like, my company, my boss, they don't give a shit about me, so I might as well take this time to figure out what I want and what feeds me, Ace of Cups, and what makes me happy, because life is actually really short, and I only have one shot at this in this incarnation, in this skin suit, right? And I could have died. I could have gotten sick. I could have gotten, who knows, right? I'm lucky to be alive and I'm lucky to be healthy. So I might as well take advantage of this chance and do the thing that I want to do the thing that helps me feel alive, but also is helpful to other people. And there is a Carl Jung quote that I'm going to butcher, but it says, like, the unrequited, like, life dreams of a parent is like the detriment to a child. So when a child grows up watching their parent not happy, it's like, not only do we model after our parents, but that has psychological effects on children. And I don't mean to say this to make anybody feel bad if you're a parent, and I don't mean to say this to, like, because being a parent is difficult enough, especially when you have to feed your family and really have a job to work. I'm not saying that at all to make you feel guilty, but I am saying that collectively we live in a system that doesn't allow us to live with resources and be well resourced so that we can be happy, we can be healthy, that we can have access to mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, clean water, clean food, all of these things, right? We're realizing at a collective level, at a community level, that we're not supported in that way. So how can and this is what I think about when I think about my work, is how can I feed my soul, Ace of Cups? How can I feed what I love to do, but is also magically in alignment with, and what I do that I love is my soul's purpose, because I believe we all came here to experience life. But it also happens to be that it helps the collective. It is in alignment with Spirit's plan as well. And in doing that, it activates this, like, solar energy within me where I shine bright and more people find me, more people get some kind of insight or help out of the things that I'm sharing. And also they invest in me, and when they invest in me, I can create more content and I could push more things out to help people. So, like, in that way, I feel like that is the future that we're co-creating, is living in that model, versus I work for a company where they don't care about their people, they're polluting the planet, and they're just making the top man richer. I feel like we're moving away from that and more of this idea of, when I find my soul's purpose by doing what I love, and it just so happens that it helps people, that automatically I am wealthy because I'm receiving, I'm helping, and I am also feeling nourished because I'm doing something that I love. But the key here is to not give up, is to be clear with your communication, clear in your mind of, like, what it is that you want to create. So during this Mercury retrograde, and I know I'm talking a lot about different aspects beyond the full moon in Cancer, is because they all play a role. We can't look at things in isolation. They all play a role into this story. So really feel and tune into your feelings, tune into how you feel about all aspects of your life. It doesn't even have to be in your Cancer Capricorn axes, but feel into your life. Like, does this person make me feel good? Do I like spending time with this person? And that's kind of harder with family, but do I like doing this job? What parts about it do I like? What parts about it don't I like? And in the meantime, when you're at your corporate job to make the money, you can also start a side hustle or do something for your passions so that you can get fed in some way. And that's exactly what I did when I worked at my corporate job, very Capricornian. I had so many different side businesses because I needed something else to feed my soul. I had a blog, I had a photography, not a photography business, but like I took a lot of photographs and I had a blog for that. For a portion of that time, I had a catering business, and just like these different side jobs that really fed my soul in a different way so that I didn't feel like I was giving all of my time and energy to the man. Okay, so now let's finish off. Oh, I forgot to do this in the beginning. I'll do it now. Like I said, I got all these new oracle decks and I'm loving using all of them, and they're just giving me so much more insight. So I channel, but what I noticed is that when I channel and I look at the imagery, it helps me channel even more, and it just reconfirms what I've been feeling, because I'm a visual person. And I have my Mercury in Pisces, so as you all know, I speak through metaphors, myths, and stories, and symbology. Okay, so what is the main theme of this full moon in Cancer for the collective of Awaken and Align? What is the main theme? What is the main energy? What is the main theme? What is the main energy? Ooh. Oh, shit. Okay, so 2 came out. The first one is Soul. It's number 37. This is the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle. I just want to show you first. So 37 could be a significant number. It says the energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. And the second one is Joy, which is such sun energy, right? And this is number 28. The energy of joy activates our feelings of happiness and well-being and supports a high vibrational frequency in our being. So what was I just saying? I was saying we're moving more towards being in alignment with our soul and what gives us joy. And I think if we can all together really try to call that in with our intentions for all of us, and I pray about this like all the time, is to collectively all co-create that future together. And I'm going to talk more about this because I believe in the power of our minds. Obviously, we have to take action, but I believe that when we all have a singular intention, that we have the power to create a different reality, though a reality that we all are free and that we all have access to abundance. So if we can all, from our little circle here on this digital circle, very Mercury and Aquarius, can intend on that together, I really believe it can happen. Okay, so last but not least, this is, oh my God, I've been sitting on this chair like all day. My back is starting to hurt. This is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So let's ask any other advice for this full moon in Cancer. Also, fun fact, the United States is a Cancer sun. And as you know, we're going into the US's Pluto return. I think the first pass is February 20th, so in a month's time. So I think we're gonna be in a very interesting portal, and it's good to have your wits about ya. It's good to be very grounded and have some kind of grounding practice during these times. Okay, let's see. What else? Okay. Exactly. They're all synchronistic, I'm telling you. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, and expression. So I think a lot of you actually, what I'm picking up on is you want to be more vocal about things. Maybe you watch me and you're like, I want to do what she's doing, or you want to have a podcast, or you want to share your insights with people, or you want to be more active on Instagram or TikTok. This is your chance. I think you should do it because you have a unique perspective. All of us do. Trust me, like when I first started sharing this stuff, I was definitely feeling weird about it because not many people actually, at the time when I was sharing this, none of my family or friends to this day believe in this stuff like astrology or like tarot or oracle decks. They have a more like Christian religious belief in spirituality, whereas I'm more non-religious spiritual beliefs, if that makes sense. And so when I was first sharing my thoughts about it, I would like break out in hives and I would get so nervous. And I started sharing in 2018 after I came back from India. So 4 years that I've been doing this, and each time it gets easier and easier. And I felt this way too last year when I was speaking out about the uprise of the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement and just more like decolonial stuff. And I felt nervous about sharing that as well because it's like, you know, you never know how people are going to take things. But I just know, you know, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords came out, and this is like Aquarian energy. Heretics were always burned in history. The people who decided to speak out and tell the truth were always seen as like the crazy ones, but the crazy ones are going to change this world. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. I felt like I needed to smell the roses. The last one, holy fuck, birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. What did I say? So if I could close with anything from what I've shared, and the bottom deck is trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? If I can sum up everything that I shared during our session together, I feel a lot of you want to share. And I feel a lot of you have that like instinctual feeling of like, I'm born and I'm living in a very critical time. And I feel like I say that a lot to you. So I'm speaking directly to you, is that it's not an accident you found me, first of all. It's not an accident that this Aquarian energy that has like united us all, which I find to be so, I feel so lucky being able to live in this time, because even like growing up, I didn't have a computer, I didn't have social media. So even if I had these thoughts back then, I wouldn't have been able to communicate it with a greater audience. It wasn't until I started my blog in 2010 that I started sharing more broadly on my blog and on the internet. But it wasn't until 2012, which was when Jupiter went into Pisces the last time, when I started my Instagram account in May of 2012, and I started sharing my life. So as long as you take a baby step, as long as you start somewhere, you don't have to like come on here and do like 2-hour videos and talk for 2 hours like I do sometimes. Just start small if this is what you want to do, because we need more people out there like you who are, and I could feel your energy, like you are all in the right, you all have right intentions. And again, like there's no right or wrong, but you all have the right amount of like humbleness, but also you want to change the world. You have that balance of like, I don't want to be harmful to other people, but at the same time, like, and some of you might be having lower back pain, and lower back is where we carry like our old memories and our old feelings. So another piece of advice that's coming through is to do some like Epsom salt baths during this full moon, energy work, or grounding, like literally grounding, go outside for a walk in nature. And I always say that in every video, no matter what, because it's just grounding. We need more of that. So back to what I was saying, I think a lot of you, bottom deck expression, you know, I think that a lot of you maybe have been drawn to my channel because you know that I started off not doing this. I started off in a very Capricorn job, and I just like built up my confidence, and over time I'm able to share these things that I experience. And a lot of and I'll do another video about all the weird jobs and like experiences that I have that are like, what? Like, how does that all make sense? But when I can look back, Mercury retrograde, at all of the experiences that I've had, it all makes sense of what I'm doing. It all makes sense for what I'm doing now, which is like integrating all of those experiences so that I know what it feels like to make minimum wage. Which, by the way, this was back in 2007. I was making $7.25, which was the minimum wage at that time, and I just saw a meme that said that it's still $7.25. So in 15 years, it hasn't changed. Like, that's fucking scary, okay? That's just another side note. See, like Mercury and Aquarius, like I have multiple tabs open. So I think I need to like close this down. So please close your eyes so I could tune out of your energy. And let's all take a deep inhale together through the nose. Hold and suspend the breath. And exhale out through the mouth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. This has been such a pleasure and an honor. And please let me know if you are those people who want to share your voice with people, who want to share your message with people. I would say, think about it during this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. I know this wasn't about that, but that was like the main message that was coming through. And have a beautiful full moon. Bye.